Hear me?
Well, I can, but
Oh, true. Yeah. I guess you can. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna assume that you can hear me, and if not, we're gonna have another weird art project. But all right, we're doing a little animation here. Hi, hello everyone. Hi, ladies and gentle germs, aliens are among us. Yes, the Thargoids are real. Those hypnotic space invaders are lurking on the edge of the bubble and represent the largest threat to humanity since country-inspired trance music. And I'm here to tell you all about them. Quiet down, audience. Just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, you can't hear me. Wait, what? Hey, I know what you're doing. Clever trick there. But commanders describe Thargoids as hostile, spiny, acid-shooting starfishes. That's not alien. That's just like my ex-wife. Only she didn't even have one heart. Now, other commanders say Thargoids resemble flowers, but I don't see the resemblance. I sent my crush a dozen Thargoids, and now she won't return my calls. I think she's dead. I should order a dozen Medusas for the funeral barge. We used to think humanity was alone out in space. Then we discovered an alien species, the Thargoids. We were really hoping for something a little more fuckable. But humanity can adapt. Captain Kirk would find a way. He would. Now, we used to... the first time that we encountered the Thargoids, and the Thargoids encountered humanity, there was a great war. Now, for mankind to win, we engineered the mycoid virus, an outstanding effort requiring billions of materials just to get the engineers to introduce themselves. Those selfish bastards. Worse than bartenders, I tell you. Yeah. But the mycoid virus was a bioweapon developed from a fungus they actually found in a meat locker at the local Brabenburgers. It raises the Thargoid cholesterol level to dangerous amounts, causing high risk of heart attacks. So basically a Brabenburger. McCovid 3308. Am I right? Yes. Now, John Jameson, the famous Commander John Jameson, delivered the Thargoid virus thinking it would only disable the Thargoids' hyperdrives, but instead it killed them all. He then thought something was just a fart, and he blew his drives and crashed. That guy couldn't do anything right. Well, except he turned his grave into a material farm. If I ever run out of rebuy, that's how I'd like to go. Bury me on the surface and scatter pharmaceutical isolators on my grave, please. That's one way to get the relatives to visit. Wait, is there a Thargoid? Oh, no, it's just barnacle sounds. Okay. Sorry, I'm like hearing the game thing in the background. I thought the Thargoid was coming. Now, of course, after the mycoid virus was deployed, the Thargoids disappeared, and the galactic powers covered it up and made people forget. For a long time, people thought it was a myth that the galactic powers do anything at all. Those bureaucrats!
Good one.
Now, it was then a few years ago that the Thargoids returned their VHS tapes to Galbuster. And they had late fees they didn't want to pay. And that's why we're at war. And also why Galbuster is gone. Oh, tough crowd. Maybe you guys are too young to remember Galbuster. You see, back in the day, you had to physically go to a commodities market to rent your holotapes. Now they just beam it into your ship through the cloud. Now, it's nice to not have to rewind or return the tape, but on the other hand, no matter how often you clear your browser history, the cloud remembers. Try the bill. But what? We don't really know what the Thargoids truly want. Is it food, maybe? They seem to like to take escape pods and meta-alloys, but those are really hard ingredients to cook with. I just never know what spices to use. We have so much to learn from them. Now, a long time ago, the Thargoids also went to war with the Guardians, though they ended up retreating. Even advanced alien insects know when grind is grind. Oh, burn. It is a grind. The Guardian grind is no good. Now, when the Thargoids first returned, the sightings were in the Pleiades cluster. Now, according to Galapedia, the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters, are a group of middle-aged, hot B-type stars. So it's clear that Thargoids are into cougars. Tell your mom to watch out. Ooh, Thargoids coming after your mom. Now, Professor Palin used to work out in the Pleiades until the Thargoids attacked him and drove him out. Man, gentrification is really getting out of control. Now, the barnacles turned out to be Thargoid space crops producing meta-alloys, with the Thargoids come back to harvest. Despite being totally alien, it seems that agriculture is something we have in common. The next step is to see if Thargoid farmers share other things in common, like sheep fucking. They do that. Some of them do that. Especially the New Zealanders, right? But Thargoid bases have been found all over the bubble and, well, outside the bubble, really. But come on, Braben, you gave the Thargoids base building? What about us commanders? Thargoid bases sometimes do have a central room. And when a Thargoid probe, a sensor, and a key are placed in just the right spots, it turns the lights on. Now, experts are puzzled over the notion, asking the scientific community exactly how many Thargoids does it take to screw in a light bulb? Now, Thargoids are able to interdict commanders right from witch space. First the whispers start, then the shaking, then you drop, and that's when they probe you. Though if you've ever been to the dentist, it's pretty much the same experience. Only the Thargoids don't give you a hard time about flossing. A Thargoid hyperdicted me the other day. He asked me, "Do you know how Tharg you were goiding?" I said I didn't know, so he asked me to step out of the vehicle, but I told him Odyssey didn't have that feature yet. So he let me off with a warning. A warning not to get my hopes up that it ever would. Ooh, yeah, there's no roadmap for that. Ouch. Hey, what's up, Ray Mobile? How you doing? Now, I really suspect the Alliance having access to Thargoids as early as the 3150s after the First Thargoid War, which is true, by the way. Sirius Corp reversed engineered Thargoid tech to develop the friendship drive. But I suspect that one day, the Alliance will bring out a commander-flown Thargoid ship at some point in the future. And then another one that looks just like it. And then another one that looks exactly like the one before. That's the chieftain joke there. Yeah. Now, so far, canon scientists have cataloged a few different types of Thargoids. There's the Cyclops, the Basilisk, the Medusa, the Hydra, and the rare Orthus. As to why they named him after Harry Potter villains, I have no idea. No, I'm just kidding. It's all named after Greek mythological creatures, like the Cyclops, who shot lasers from his eyes and led the Deus Ex-Men. Ooh, it's ancient Greek humor. At least that's what Socrates told me. I asked Socrates if he was sure and why he thought the son of a... I asked Socrates if he was sure and why he thought that. And the son of a guardian told me to quit stealing his ideas. The Socratic method, anyone? I'll be honest, I looked that up on Wikipedia. That's a deep Greek joke. You know how deep those Greeks like it. Anyway, aside from the Thargoid scouts, there's also a very tiny variant of Space Bud. The Thargoids produce these things called swarms, or drones, known as Thargons. They come out only when provoked. Scientists call this period the calm before the swarm. Though that's a bad pun. It's uncertain if they are cold or swarm-blooded. But we highly suspect the Thargoid drone's favorite comedian is Swarm McDonald. Personally, I think that guy's a real jerk. I do miss Swarm McDonald, though. Finally, a Thargoid walks into a bar and asks the bartender if he knows any nearby ammonia worlds. The bartender says, "Hey, ammonia bartender." And then they proceed to trade graphene for micro-cooling hoses. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now, that's it for my set, but let's hear for our opening act, Thargworthy. Hold on, he's coming. You might be a Thargoid if your heartbeat sounds like a 1980s drum solo. Or if you have an insatiable desire to pull meta-alloys into your thorax, you might be a Thargoid. If you have 32, 64, 96, or 128 children, and you use them as suicide bombers, you might be a Thargoid. Although, honestly, if I had 128 kids, I'd probably feel that way too. If you see a guardian artifact and have an insatiable desire to murder people, you might be just a commander who's grinding for tech brokers. It's totally relatable. Oh, sorry, my hive is calling. I gotta go. Bye. You guys aren't hearing the sound effects there, but yeah, that's it for the show, ladies and Thargs. I hope you enjoyed the comedy, and if you didn't, I hope you get swallowed by a Thargoid and probed in the buttocks. Thank you.